So, good day, students. So, what we'll be treating today is algebraic process, and in that algebra, we'll be talking about linear equation and linear inequality. So, we are going to start by introducing or letting you know the meaning of equation, the meaning of linear equation, the meaning of linear inequality, and what you need to know about it, and what you need to do after the class. So let's start. Algebraic process. Okay, so first of all, you have to ask yourself, what is an equation? An equation is a mathematical statement which shows an equality between two expressions. It's a mathematical statement that shows an equality between two expressions. So we'll now be talking about linear equation. In mathematics, linear means straight line, like linear graph. So that means this is a linear or a straight line equation. And in this linear equation, the highest power of the variable is 1. So if we are talking about quadratic equation, the highest variable in quadratic equation is 2. But this particular one is a 1. So this shows an equality between two expressions. Like let's take for instance now, if you are comparing two things, so you say that this is equal to this. Let's say Mark is equal to Michael. So that is what we'll be discussing. So we normally, this is an equality sign showing that A is equal to B. So let's take a look at the examples of equations. The first one we have 2x plus 6 is equals to 16. The second one, we have 3x minus 9 is equals to 4x minus 25. C, 3 brackets y plus 2 is equals to 8y plus 10. Let me quickly explain this before we can now go to the rules guiding equations and what you need to know in equation. So this shows that this is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. This shows that this left hand side is equal to the right hand side. That means 2x plus 6 will be equals to 16. So what we are going to do is, if you are asked to solve this, what you are going to do is, first of all, you collect like terms. All these things are known as terms. Like this one now is the first term, this is second term, this is the last or the third term. So, and this is an unknown term because it contains a letter. Why this one is known as a constant term, likewise this. So if you are asked to solve this, what you are going to do is you group or you collect like terms so that unknown terms will be in one side, let's say left hand side or right hand side, while the constant term will now be in one side. Also mind you, in equation, when a term or a number or a letter crosses the sign of equality, this is sign of equality. Once a letter crosses the sign of equality, the sign will change. If it's negative, the sign will change to positive. But if it's positive, the sign will change to negative. Okay, let's take a look at this now. If for instance, if you are asked to solve this equation now, what we are going to do is we have A, that 2x plus 16 plus 6 is equals to 16. So solution, the first thing we are going to do is to rearrange this so that constant term will be in one side and the unknown term will be in one side. The unknown term here is 2x. Why the two constant terms are this? That means this 6 is going to cross over to the right hand side to meet 16. So we'll now be having 2x plus 6 is equal to 16. So 2x will now be equal to 16 and 6 will cross over to meet it. Remember the sign here is positive. That means once it's crossing the sign of equality, you change to negative. We have 16 minus 6. So 2x is now equals to 16 minus 6. 2x will give us 16 minus 6 will give us 10. So the next step is for us to divide both sides by the coefficients of x. Coefficients of a number is the number beside that particular number or the term. Coefficients of x here is 2. Coefficients of 2 is x. So if for us to maintain balance in equation, you have to divide both sides or add to both sides the value of a particular number or subtract from both sides to maintain balance. So we are now going to divide both sides by the coefficients of x, which is 2. We divide by 2, we divide by 2. We'll now be having as x. This 2 we cancel this one. 10 divided by 2 is going to give us 5. So x is 5. If you can still go back to this equation to prove that this left hand side is equal to right hand side, so we can still get back this. So if for us to prove or for us to check now, check. So we've gotten x as 5. So anywhere we now see x, we have to substitute. So the equation is 2x plus 6 is equals to 16. So we are going to replace this x with 5. So we'll now be having 2 bracket 5 plus 6 is equals to 16. For us to open bracket, we use what is outside to multiply what is inside, which is 2 times 5 will give us 10 plus 6 is equals to 16. 10 plus 6 will give us 16. We now have 16 is equals to 16. This is to show you or to prove to you that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. That is what equation or linear equation is all about. So if you have any question, maybe after the class, you refer, so I will attend to all the questions. So let's continue. Okay, let's solve more examples. So let's take a look at this now. We have more examples. One, solve 4x plus 3 is equal to 3x plus 12. So, solution. What are we going to do now? So, first of all, we collect like terms. We group it. Constant term will be in one side, unknown term will be in the other side. So, and it's preferably you make the unknown term to be in the left hand side. So we have 4x plus 3 is equal to 3x plus 12. So this 3x, remember it is positive here. Once it crosses, it will change to minus. We now have to 4x minus 3x is now equals to 12. 3 will also cross, which will give us minus 3. 4x minus 3x will give us x is equals to 12 minus 3. Will give us 9. That means x is 9. Another example, we have okay. In this second example, you take a look at this now. You find out that this involves brackets. It's very simple. What we are going to do, first of all, what you are going to do is you have to open the bracket. How do you open the bracket? Use what is outside, the number or the letter outside, to multiply everything inside. So we have 3 brackets x minus 2 is equals to 12 minus 3. This is an equation. So we have 3 bracket x minus 2 is equals to 12 minus 3. So we open bracket first. So 3 times x will give us 3x minus 3 times minus 2 will give us minus 6 is equals to 12 minus 3. So at this point, we now group. We collect like terms. So first of all, we have to subtract this one. 12 minus 3 is going to give us 9. So we have 3x minus 6 is equals to 9. Remember, we have to collect like terms. How do we collect like terms? We collect like terms by grouping the unknown terms in one side and the constant term in the other side. And remember, when a term or a number or letter crosses the sign of equality, the sign will change. This 6 is minus here. Once it crosses the sign of equality to meet the colleague, the constant term, the sign will change from minus to plus. We'll now be having 3x is equals to 9 plus 6. So 3x is now equals to 9 plus 6 is going to give us 15. So the next step is for us to divide both sides by the coefficients of x, which is 3. We divide by 3. We divide by 3. So x will now give us 15 divided by 3 will give us 5. That means x is 5. You can as well do check to find out that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. That is for this. So let's solve more examples. After this, we'll now go to word problem leading to linear equation. So after solving like one more or 2 questions, we'll now go to word problem leading to linear equation. So maybe in our next video, we'll now be talking about inequalities and word problem leading to inequality. Okay? Okay, example 3. We have 4x, 3x divided by 4, 3x divided by 4 minus 7 divided by 3 is equals to 17 divided by 12. If you take a look at this one involves fraction. It's very simple. The first thing you're going to do here is, first of all, you find the LCM of the denominator. You know, fraction comprises numerator and denominator. Numerator is the one that is up, like 17 is the numerator, while 12 is the denominator. You find the LCM of the denominator, which is 4, 3, and 12. So an LCM is lowest common multiple. So the LCM of 4, 3, and 12 should be 12, because 4 can divide 12, 3 can also divide 12, and 12 can as well divide 12. So after looking for the LCM, what you're going to do is you multiply each term. I told you that everything here is called terms. This is first term, second term, third term. You multiply each term by the LCM. So the LCM is 12. That means you are going to multiply this by 12, multiply this by 12, multiply this by 12, so that you will now eliminate the fraction and make it to be in linear form. So let's go. We have, so 3x divided by 4 minus 7 divided by 3 is equals to 17 divided by 12. we conclude that the LCM is 12. So we are now going to have 12 times 3x divided by 4 minus 12 times 7 divided by 3 is equals to 12 times 17 divided by 12. So what we'll be doing is we'll be using the denominator to multiply, to divide the LCM. So in this case now, we are going to have 12 divided by 4 will give us 3. So we have 3 times 3x minus 12 we divide 3 we divide 12 to give us a minus 4 times 7 is equals to 12 we divide 12 to give us 1 times 17 will give us 17. So is now a linear form. So what we're going to do is we multiply 3 times 3x will give us 9x minus 4 times 7 just to confirm will give us 28 minus 28 is equals to 17 is now a linear form. So it's now left for us to collect the like terms. So we group the unknown and constant term. So we have 9x is equals to 17. Remember, this one is negative sign and it will cross the sign of equality. That means it's going to change and it will turn to positive plus 28. So 28 plus 17 will now give us 45. So we'll be having that 9x is equals to 45. The next step is to divide both sides by the coefficients of x so that we can get the correct value of x. And the coefficient of x here is 9. We divide by 9. We divide by 9. So 45 divided by 9 is going to give us 5. So 9 will cancel 9 and we now have that x is equals to this will give us 5. That means the value of x is 5. So let's take more example. After this, we'll now be going to word problem leading to linear equation. Word problem leading to linear equation. So let's solve more examples. Example 4. We have 4. We have 2x plus 5 divided by x is equals to 2x divided by x minus 3. So, if you're asked to solve this, the first thing you're going to do is you look for the LCM, the one that involves fraction. What you're going to do is you find the LCM of the denominator and you multiply each term by the LCM. So, we're calculating for the value of x here. What we're going to do is we find the LCM of this and this. So, the LCM of x and x minus 3 is you multiply everything together. It's going to give us the LCM will now be x bracket. That means you multiply this x minus 3. That will be the LCM. So you multiply each term by the LCM. So we are now going to have 2x plus 5 divided by x times x bracket x minus 3 is equals to 2x divided by x minus 3 times x bracket x minus 3. So at this point we use the denominator to divide. So here this x we cancel this x. So we'll now be having 2x plus 5 times x minus 3. So it's now equals to x minus 3, we cancel x minus 3. We are now left with only x. This will now give us 2x times x. So at this point, So at this point now, so we have to open the bracket. We use 2x to multiply. So here we have 2x plus 5 bracket x minus 3 will be equals to 2x times x. So from here, 2x we multiply x to give us 2x squared. 2x we multiply minus 3 to give us minus 6x. So we are done with this. Let's now go for 5. 5 times x will give us plus 5x. 5 times minus 3 will give us minus 15. So we are done with this. It's now equals to, so 2x times x will give us 2x squared. So at this point, we have to collect like terms. If you take a look at this, we have different terms. We have x squared, we have x, and we have constant term. So at this point now, we are now going to have 2x is here, and this one is here. That means if you are collecting like terms, that means this one will cross over to the left-hand side. And remember, it's plus here. Once it crosses here, you change to minus. We'll now be having 2x squared minus 2x squared. We have minus 6x plus 5x minus 15 is equals to 0. So 2x squared minus 2x squared will give us 0. So we ignore it. We now have minus 6x plus 5. Here, you are owing somebody minus 6 and you have 5. Once you pay that 5, you are still owing minus 1. So it will now be, this will be minus x is equals to, this 15 has to cross over to the right hand side and is minus here. Once it crosses, you change to plus. We now have a minus, we have plus 15. We have 15. So, and we are looking for the value of x, not minus x. What are we going to do? We divide both sides by the quotients of x. Quotient of x here is minus 1. Minus 1. So we divide by minus 1, we divide by minus 1. So that minus and minus will cancel. We now have that x is now equals to minus 1 divided 15 will give us minus 15. That's the value of x. So at this point, maybe in our next video, we'll now be talking about what problem leading to linear equations. So thank you so much. Thank you. So in our next video,